Joanna Dennehy is a name that resonates with infamy in the UK for her chilling crimes, making her one of the most notorious female serial killers in British history. Born on March 8, 1982, in St. Albans, Hertfordshire, Dennehy's life took a dark turn that would ultimately lead her down a path of violence and murder. Joanna Dennehy grew up in a tumultuous household. Her father was a soldier, and her mother was a nurse. The family struggled with issues that contributed to an unstable environment. Joanna's childhood was marked by tumultuous relationships and rebellious behavior. She was a troubled teenager, and her relationships with her family deteriorated. By her teenage years, she had developed a penchant for violence and aggression, often displaying troubling behaviors that hinted at her later actions. In her late teens, Dennehy began to encounter the law. She had a history of petty crimes, including shoplifting and theft. Her increasingly reckless behavior culminated in a series of violent incidents, showcasing her growing disdain for authority and society. After becoming a mother in her early 20s, she struggled to maintain a stable life, leading to relationships marred by dysfunction and abuse. Dennehy was also known for her manipulative nature, often drawing people into her chaotic life. She had relationships with various men, many of whom would later be victims of her violent tendencies. In the years leading up to her murders, Dennehy became involved with a man named John, who introduced her to a lifestyle of drug use and heavy drinking. Joanna Dennehy's killing spree began in March 2013. Over 10 days, she murdered 3 men. Each murder showcased her increasingly brutal methods, demonstrating a complete lack of remorse or empathy. Gary Stretch. Dennehy lured Stretch to her home in Peterborough, where she stabbed him multiple times. His body was later discovered in a field in Thorney, Cambridgeshire. Kevin Lee. Dennehy murdered Lee, a second victim, in an equally brutal manner. Dennehy invited him to her home and then killed him. His body was later found hidden in a suitcase. John Rogers. The final murder occurred shortly after the first 2. Dennehy attacked Rogers, a man she had met through her previous relationships, and disposed of his body in a similar manner to the others. In addition to these murders, Dennehy attempted to kill 2 other men, further showcasing her violent and impulsive nature. Dennehy's spree came to an end on March 19, 2013, when she was arrested after being spotted by police in a park in Hertford. She was behaving erratically, having tried to kill a man named Adam who had encountered her. Her arrest led to the discovery of the bodies of her victims, and she was charged with 3 counts of murder. The trial began in 2014, capturing significant media attention due to the gruesome nature of her crimes and her apparent lack of regret. Dennehy showed little emotion during the proceedings, further unsettling those who attended the trial. She was described as a black widow by the media, given her manipulative nature and the allure she seemed to exert over her victims. In February 2014, Joanna Dennehy was found guilty of 3 counts of murder and sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole. The judge described her as evil and noted the brutal nature of her crimes. The chilling details of her murders shocked the public and raised concerns about how someone could become capable of such heinous acts. Dennehy's life in prison has continued to generate headlines. Initially housed at HMP Brownsfield, she became known for her violent outbursts against fellow inmates and staff. In 2016, she was moved to a high-security facility due to her escalating violence and apparent threats to others. Reports have surfaced regarding her time in prison, suggesting she has continued to manipulate those around her, with rumors of her engaging in relationships with inmates and staff members. Dennehy's behavior in prison highlights her ongoing struggles with violence and aggression, raising questions about her mental health and motivations. Joanna Dennehy's story serves as a chilling reminder of the darkness that can reside in individuals, even those who seem charming or ordinary on the surface. Her heinous actions have left a lasting impact on the families of her victims and the communities affected by her crimes. The case has also spurred discussions around issues of mental health, the nature of evil, and the complexities of understanding criminal behavior. The psychological assessments conducted during her trial revealed a troubled mind, grappling with deep-seated issues that contributed to her violent tendencies.